Hi everybody! In this tutorial, I want to share the best workflow for creating pyRevit icons. It's really quick and also you will keep your style really consistent. And first of all, we're going to begin with absolute basics and I'm going to show you how to navigate the software and how to create simple designs like this. We're going to prepare a card which will be a template for all our icons that we're going to use in our pyRevit extension. Then I'm going to show you how to organize and group it together and create lots of duplicates. And then we can just search for lots of icons in a free plugin and we can literally drag and drop to create new icons really fast. And after that, I'm also going to show you how to quickly modify your design and change any colors you want. You can see I selected multiple icons at once and I just quickly changed design from dark theme to light theme. I also added some blue colors and that's everything that you're going to learn during this tutorial. But before I'm going to show you the workflow, comment down below where do you get your icons right now. Let's see what was used the most before you switch to the workflow I'm about to show you. And now, to show my workflow, we need to go to the browser and type figma.com. And as you guessed it, you would have to create a Figma account to access Figma app. You can either access it directly in the browser, which works great, or you can also download the app and kind of work inside it there. They're all the same. And if you've never heard of Figma, Figma is really popular among developers, different designers, especially UI UX designers. And in general, this is a really good kind of graphic design app. Here is the main idea. On the left side, you can see there are like pages and layers. Pages is like each individual canvas, and layers is objects on the canvas. The way it works, so I'm just gonna click right here on the bottom to activate the frame, and holding the shift, I'm just gonna make a square just so you understand. In Figma, the idea is this is just infinite canvas. You can move around, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can move everywhere and place everything around. I really like this approach because you can store a lot of things. For example, here's one of my pages where I actually kind of store a lot of different graphics, different templates, different arrows, and I can really quickly go grab something, move it, and kind of make a new icon out of other ones and so on. I really like this approach and it's very efficient app. Let's go back to our another page, tutorials. Now, to navigate Figma, you use the scroll button to kind of move around. You can also hold Control and Zoom to kind of zoom in, zoom out. And that's pretty much it. Now, let's go back to the icons. The reason I think this is the best workflow because it's really quick and you get access to infinite amount of icons. Here's how it works. First of all, let's create a box for our pyRevit icon. I'm gonna click on right here on the frame. Let's draw like a square. It doesn't matter the size because once you're going to draw it right here on the right, you get all the settings and you can set dimensions right here. As you know, in pyRevit, we need 96 times 96 pixels. That's great. That's going to be our base. Let's also click here to lock the frame, and with Control and scroll mouse, we can zoom on it. Now we need icons, obviously. And the best collection of icons I found actually in Figma plugins. Just go over here to this button right here. Inside you see there are plugins and look for Iconify. You're going to see that one. That's exactly what we need. Click to open it and look at that. You're going to access more than 170,000 icons. There are a lot of different open source sets which you can use and do whatever you want with them pretty much. You can scroll through, but what I like the most is that it's really quick. You know what? Let me just bring, for example, another image. For example, here, like just a regular image. I'm going to just grab the Revit icon, bring it here. It's a bit too big, but no worries. We're going to grab it. And similar to other kind of software, you can hold Alt to kind of drag it from multiple sides. Let's put it somewhere here in the middle. Now I want to look for a few icons. First of all, I want to get a head for this. So I'm going to look for the wizard. And let's grab something. I don't know, maybe that one is good. Just drag and drop. Now it's inside. Now I can kind of grab this. I can scale it down a little, put it like here. If you need to modify the color, just double click to activate the vector. You can see in here the relations because it comes with its own sort of like container, and then there is a vector. You can select the vector and then can modify the color right here in the fill. Let's make it maybe black, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I keep it orange. I will just make the background black. For that, we'll need to select the frame. And again, you can see the frame is right here, refers to this object. And you can have a look right here in the fill. All the property is going to be always on the right side. So if you want to modify, just look there. Let's change it to this color, or click here and kind of drag whatever color you want. Now, another one, I also want to make some, get some magical prop, and that one will do fine. Let's put it down, and that's it. I know this is not the best looking icon, but I'm going to show you how to actually make them look good. This is in general Figma. The idea is that you can get a lot of icon right here and you can prepare this kind of template for your icons in advance. This is not really a template, but I'm going to show you in a moment how to do this. And for that, let me actually go and find my EF Tools page right here. And this is what I'm going to show you how to design. You can see it's looking pretty nice, at least in my opinion. This is using my colors. And another life hack I can recommend you is to have just one icon for both light and dark theme. Just make sure your icons have a background. It can be white, it can be black, it can be any background. But this way, when you switch between the themes, for example, between black and white, it's still going to be visible and readable. And here is how to create these kind of icons. So to create this kind of icon, I'm going to click on F to create a frame. And again, I need to create a box. It doesn't matter the size, because once you're going to create it, you're going to change it to 96 times 96, because that's the best size for pyRevit icons. Now, I want to keep my icons orange, but you can choose your own colors. I'm just going to show you how I create these kind of icons, and it's not that complicated. Now, first of all, I'm going to add here the corner radius, which is going to be like 15 pixels. And again, you can just test it, kind of click here and drag it left and right. You can kind of get a feel what you like more. Like 15, that's fine. Then select the frame. And then for the frame, here's the fill. I can change the fill color. It uses the hex numbers. I already remembered all my colors I use in the website. But if I'm going to click here, you can see there's like the normal thing. You can just drag and choose any color you want. But I really find this really useful. Now we have our base. Now we're going to add something inside to have it just a little bit of nicer. Now let's click on this button right here to create a frame, or F for the shortcut, F for frame. And I'm going to draw another box. Again, I can just size it whatever I want. And you might notice that it's invisible as well. This is because the fill is not activated, because this is inside another object. So I'm going to click here on the plus. You can see color appears. It's going to help us a lot. Now, to size it properly, you could kind of locate it anywhere, drag it and so on, but much better way would be to select the parent kind of frame. In this case, let's also rename it to icon. And inside, we're going to call it, I don't know, inner card. I'm going to select the parent frame. And then look right here in the layout, there's this button right here, or Shift A for activating this use auto layout. Once you're gonna do this, it's gonna kind of change the size, but that's okay. Now select it again, set your size back to 96 by 96 pixels. Let's lock the aspect ratio. And then in here, there are a few things in alignment. You can select the padding. This is the spacing inside your frame. And then alignment, right? I want everything inside of it to be in the center. So I'm going to click on that one. You can see it's centered. Also, I want to make equal padding. Let's make, I don't know, maybe 20. I don't know, maybe 10. You can see nothing changes inside. This is because we need to select an object inside. And again, we need to kind of come here in dimensions. And in width and height, we need to set fill container. Then it's going to kind of automatically take whatever is necessary. And it's calculated based on whatever is the frame, right? And also based on this padding right here, I can make on the sides 20 here. If you want a different one, there's this button right here. Then it's 10, 20, 30, 40. See, left, top, right, bottom. But in my case, I want to have 96 by 96, and I want to have 10 on each side. Now I can work with that. Again, I want to make it rounded. So as you guessed it, always on the right side here in the corner radius, I'm going to make it, I don't know, I think 13 or 12. Yeah, 12 maybe is fine. The reason I leave so much space because I like to use shadows. Just keep in mind, when you use shadows or blurs or all of these kind of fancy effects, it's going to add up to the file size of your icon. But I notice it's not that bad. It's going to be like 4 or 5 kilobits in the end anyway. So that's fine. So I'm going to select this frame inside. And then here in the fill, let's make it dark. I'm going to use this dark, but you can also kind of drag it here, whatever you want. Here on the top, you also have different options. This is a solid color, then gradient. Here you can select radial or linear and so on. And then a few other things. Here, I think some patterns. I'm not even sure what the other one. There's images. And the video. Okay, makes sense. Let's go to the gradient. In here, you can notice that I can get this kind of rotating angle and I can change it to maybe like this. And then here, I can just kind of manually get a feel of it just a little bit so I can have this change. Also, in Figma, it's really nice. When you zoom in, you can see every single pixels. It helps you with aligning sometimes. Now, so far it's looking good. Lastly, we're going to select that one and we're going to do two things. First, let's go to the effects right here. Click on that one. And by default, it's drop shadow. There are a few others, but drop shadow is the most used one. And this is to activate the settings of the drop shadow. And let's play around. Obviously, you can do whatever you want here. You can make it on one side, on another. If it's not visible enough, you can increase the opacity and blur to kind of see how blurred it is. I like to just keep it at 0, so it's all sides the same. Blur maybe 10, and maybe give it some power with this one. Maybe this one is 5, this one is 2, maybe 1. So here you have to kind of play around and see what you like the most, because all the settings, they can be back and forth. This one is quite okay. Lastly, we can add here a little bit of stroke like this. For that, let's go to the stroke, and you guessed it, we just activate it. We set the color, can set to orange, and then if I close it somewhere there should be here. There is the weight of the line. Let's make it 2. 1, maybe 1.5 gonna be better. Yep. And again, drop shadow. I just go back and see, okay, now that we added it, maybe I'm gonna increase my parameters a little so it's a little bit darker. Yeah, that looks good. All right, and now this is my base for all my icons. Now it's very simple to create icons. Just gonna put it here. So let's say I need some select icon. I open that one. Let's type select, enter, and then somewhere here you can scroll through, see what you like the most. Then I see, oh, I like maybe that one. So drag it, drop inside. You can place it how you want. You can kind of size it how you want. That's fine. The first icon is done. Let's go to the next one. Next one, let's look for the layout. Then look here. And there are lots of different icons you can see, and it's very instant. It's very quick to kind of browse and find something that you really like. Example, I don't know. Let's just drop that one. Why not? Again, center it. Kind of with Alt, I'm going to move it in all directions like this. This is good. Let's move to the next one. Let's make some, I don't know, magic. Yeah, I forgot to remove the icon, so I just double click. Oh, by the way, here, the way it works, I can see when I hover over elements, they kind of highlight what I select. Usually it's the frames inside frames. And if I click inner selected, if I click here, this one is selected. But if I want to go deeper, I just double click, and you're going to go deeper and deeper in each layer. There's also with control. If you hold control, you can also kind of select elements inside and so on. Over time, you will kind of pick up. It's very, very simple software. To make a copy, either with Control D, or you can select and hold Alt and drag it down, right? You can select 2 at the same time, zoom out, hold Alt, drag it down. And then you just go and drop some icons. For example, that one is going to be here for the header. Then let's look for the wall. I don't know, that one is fine. And you will also notice that in here, if it's all black, it's just going to be single color, but it's a little bit this kind of grayish. Then it's also going to have different tones, and it's really nice. Maybe we're going to find something. Yeah, for the window, let's take that one. You can see it has 2 tones. Like one is semi-transparent, which is great. Let's look one for the door tool. That could be our door. Now let's look for the box. That one is fine. I'm going to put it here. Again, we ran out of icons, no worries. I can just copy one by holding Alt and dragging it. Then I'm going to remove that one. And then I'm just going to spam a lot of copies of those. So I'm going to select them, zoom out, hold Alt, and move. Also, if you hold Shift, it's going to move along X and Y axis, which can make nicer. Or you can also select it, Control G to group it. And again, once you do that, just go over here to this auto align button. Now with Control D, I can just create lots of copies. It's gonna all have the same spacing. And you can see I can modify it all at once. Now creating icons is super easy. Let's put a box here. Let's look for the wall. It's gonna be here. It's not centered, but this is because we could select that frame. And then inside, we could also activate this auto align feature. If we would click it, then don't forget to make it align in the center. Then everything would be inside. First, let's clear all these icons. I did it right here. I select all of them. So from here to here with a shift, like any other software. Delete. Now duplicate that one because this one has it centered. And now duplicate many times. There are also ways to create components that make it even more reusable, so we can make one change and affect it everywhere. But you can see you can keep it very simple. What kind of tools? Let's say I want to do something for this one, maybe for the floors. Maybe we're going to grab one of the colored ones. There are also colored ones. Let's look for fire. Let's drop it here. Star. Why not? And so on. And I don't know about you, but for me, this is like really, really amazing way to create all the icons. And that's what I started doing for EF tools as because I'm gonna update EF tools really soon. Oh, and lastly, guys, I probably should show you how to change your color scheme. Let's say that we want to take one of these icons or maybe multiple at the same time. For example, this six, and let's change the color scheme. The way we can do it, we can just select all the icons you want. And then in Figma, there is really, really nice way. There are these selection colors. So it analyzes all the elements inside your selection and shows you all the colors. And now let's say that instead of orange, I want to use something like, I don't know, maybe white. So I'm going to click here, select white, and you can see changing the colors right away. You can literally just go through and say, oh, I like the red ones. They look not bad. So let's say we want to make the white one. Then maybe inside, I want to select those ones separately. So holding shift, I'm just hovering until I have the outline of the inner object. I select all of them. Now, again, we're going to go here in selection colors and there we're going to change something. So instead of white, I'm going to make dark. And instead of this dark, I want to make single color and make it white. Yeah, maybe something like this. You'll see some of the objects, they stayed orange. This is because in here you can see there are multiple layers. So this one and this one, they are also orange. They have different transparency. This is the opacity, like 100, 125, and so on. So we could just come here and also say, uh, since this is a dark one, I'm just going to copy this color right here and right here. Now everything is consistent and it's in one color scheme. If you still think it's not what you want, just copy it on the side. Let's move it somewhere here. Again, select everything. Now let's say instead of this FFF, we're gonna select, I don't know, any color really you like. Let's make something maybe let's keep it white, but maybe we just want to change the color of the icon itself. So we're gonna come here and we try a bunch of different things. For example, blue ones are quite okay. We could try some blue, maybe darker. I don't know. I'm just really randomly kind of changing the colors, looking for something that I might like. Okay, let's keep this blue one. That's not exactly what I would choose, but why not? This is not as bad. And now we have a set of icons with the blue colors. And you can see the potential. You can also go inside and change the gradients and so on. You can literally just copy on the side and say, you know what? Instead of that color, let me maybe create some blue gradient. So it's going to be blue and, well, and some another blue. And inside the icons, I want to have them maybe in white. Yeah, oh, that one is actually great. Like blue background, white foreground. This looks always great. You can see I have really quick, can modify a lot of colors, change this scheme, and so on. And then, as usually, you would just go and export one by one. Actually, I nearly finished this video without showing you how to export here, and exporting is super, super easy as well. Let's just come back to one of the icons. For example, I really like that one. So I'm going to select that one. Make sure you select the icon layer, because if you're going to select the inner layer, you're only going to kind of export the inner layer. So make sure you select what you want. Then go to the right side menu, scroll all the way down, and right here you will see export. Click on that one. Then here you can select the format. PNG is perfect. PNG keeps the transparency, which we'll need for the kind of rounded edges. Then here you can select bigger or smaller, and this is going to change the pixel sizes. And now click on export icon. Where do you want to save it? Well, let me just find one of the buttons. You can see here I have my Revit killer from another video. That's fine. Let's actually replace it here. I'm going to replace the icon. Now I can go to Revit. In pyRevit tool, I'm going to reload it. And now when I click here, here is my new icon. And it's looking pretty good in both white theme and also what's important, if I'm going to go to options, colors, change it to dark theme, it still looks good. It's still fine, right? I can see it. I don't need to change anything. In the past, I used the Python code to change just the values of RGB from black to white or orange, but it wasn't as nice as actually creating the same icon that will be in both dark and light theme. Let me just go back somewhere here. I need to select light again. Booms. Now it still works. I still can click it. Everything works and it's fast. It's really fast and efficient. I hope you're going to like this workflow. Listen, guys, I hope you like this workflow and you're going to give it a try and maybe you're even going to implement it and start using it all the time. But if not, let me know in the comments why you don't like this workflow and what kind of alternative workflow do you prefer? Do you prefer to go Icons 8 or some other website? Just share in the comments. Let's see where everybody gets the icons. And if you're new to pyRevit, then you have to grab my pyRevit starter kit. It will provide you the folder structure, templates, code samples, UI forms, and a lot more. Check this video to learn more about where to get it, how to use it, and it's free and it's must-have for any pyRevit beginner. I want to wish you happy coding and hopefully I see you soon. Goodbye.